Hello, I'm Kallol Dahal, and in today's class, we are going to learn about Sir Isaac Newton and Khaptad National Park from grade 8. So let's begin.
Hello and welcome to our new class, students. Today we are going to begin Unit 11. So let's begin. Sir Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton was born in 1643 in Woolsthorpe, England. He was the son of a peasant who died 3 months before Isaac was born. Newton spent most of his early years with his maternal grandmother after his mother remarried. His education was interrupted by a failed attempt to turn him into a farmer. In the beginning, he seemed to be a dull boy. He had little interest in his studies. However, he liked to use his hands. He used to make little machines, such as windmills. He would catch mice and make them drive some of his little machines. At the age of 19, Newton went to Cambridge University, where he studied mathematics and science. He started to make discoveries in mathematics when he was a college student. He continued to do so after he had achieved his degree. He was appointed professor of mathematics when he was only 26 years old. Newton did not limit his studies to mathematics. He became very interested in the behavior of light. His interest in light led to the improvement of telescopes. The lenses used in telescopes in those days were not as good as modern-day lenses. Newton showed that curved mirrors could be used instead of lenses. These gave better results in some ways, and such telescopes have been used ever since. The story goes that one day Newton was sitting under an apple tree when an apple fell onto the ground. He began to wonder why it fell onto the ground, but why it did not go upwards in the sky. After a great deal of thought, he produced his theory of gravitation. He showed that each body attracts the other. The sun and the earth attract each other. The moon and the earth also attract each other. That is why the moon remains near us and does not rush away. Newton's head was usually so full of ideas and problems that he was often lost in thought. On such occasions, he forgot his meals and friends. There are many stories of his absent-mindedness. Once he was entertaining his guests at dinner. He went out of the room to fetch some more food items. For a long time his friends waited for his return, but neither the host nor the food items appeared. At last they went to look for him and found that he was busy with his studies. He had forgotten his friends and food. On another occasion, Newton invited one of his friends for dinner at his home. His friend arrived on time, but Newton was not there. The guest sat down on a couch and waited for Newton to have dinner together. As he was feeling hungry, he often looked at the food items on the dinner table. The guest waited for a long time. He got tired of waiting, so he decided to have dinner alone. After having dinner, he waited for Newton again. After several hours, Newton arrived home. He was puzzled to see the guest at home. Soon he realized that he had entirely forgotten about the invitation. After apologizing, he turned to the dinner table and noticed that someone had already dined. "I'm sorry," he said. "I see that I have already eaten my dinner. I should have waited for you." So that is the end of this text. Now let's go into the exercises. Match the words in column A with their meanings in column B. So the words are given here and the meanings are given in this column. We have to match the words in column A with the meanings in column B. So let's begin. Apology, saying sorry. Absent-minded, forgetful. Couch, sofa. Curved, a bent line, not a straight line. Dull, lacking interest or excitement. Gravity, the force of attraction. Host, a person who receives other people as guests. Interrupted, made something discontinue. Puzzled, unable to understand, confused. Wonder, a feeling of amazement and admiration. Now, next exercise. Choose the correct words, phrases from the box to complete the following sentences. We need to choose the words given to us, these 9 words, and we have to fill in the blanks given in the exercise. Let's begin. The construction work got dash because of the heavy rain. Interrupted. Newton used curved mirrors in dash instead of lenses, telescopes. My grandmother keeps forgetting things. She is suffering from absent-mindedness. So I've done the three. Now the remaining ones, please mark it down as your homework. Read the text again and write whether the following statements are true or false. Sir Isaac Newton's father was a lawyer. Now we need to refer to the text. It is false. Newton received his father's affection during his childhood. False. His father died before his birth. In the beginning, Newton was not good at his studies. This is true. The fallen apple helped Newton develop the theory of gravitation. This is also true. Newton's mind always remained full of problems and thoughts. Not always, so we can write this as false, because in the beginning of his life he was not interested in anything. He lived with his wife and children in his later years. This is false. These extra two words have been given there. Please cancel these. Remove these from your books. Now answer these questions. How was Newton in his studies in the early life? He was not interested and he was dull in the early life in his studies. Which subjects did Newton study at Cambridge University? In Cambridge University, Newton studied mathematics and science. What changes did Newton make to telescopes? Newton changed the lenses with curved mirrors to telescopes. Why do you think Newton forgot his food and friends at times? Newton forgot his food and friends at times because he was so indulged in his studies that he would forget everything else. So those are the only questions given to us in question answer. Now let's go to this exercise. Describe the following pictures. This picture is of Lumbini, and now you need to describe how it looks. So you can start with a pond in front of the building, and this building is a temple, Maya Devi temple, and this is the pond. So there is a pond in front of the Maya Devi temple, and how you can start this is, you can start with, this is a picture of Maya Devi temple situated in Lumbini. In front of the white Maya Devi temple there lies a pond with two stairs leading towards the pond. As we can see, there are some flags in the corner of the temple. Many people visit Lumbini in peak seasons and during off seasons as well. So you can describe this on your own, and then you can go to the second picture and talk about this. This is a market where people are shopping for their daily needs. This picture, the third picture, shows us about two guys who are trekking. You can talk about this as well. The fourth one is about a girl going to school. Now let's head on to another exercise, grammar 1. A. Read the following pairs of sentences and study how they are combined into a single sentence. This is the room. I keep my computer there. This is the room where I keep my computer. I'm looking for the person. He sent me this mail. I'm looking for the person who sent me this mail. Eva doesn't like the presents Owen has given them. Eva doesn't like the presents which Owen has given. So these are the conjunctions that are joining two sentences, and these will be called relative pronouns. We'll be talking about it later. Now the next exercise. Complete the following sentences with the correct relative pronouns: who, where, whose, which, that, and when. You may use some of them more than once. So as I was telling you, these words given to us are called relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are those pronouns which are used to connect or join two sentences, showing the relation of one with the other one, as we saw in the previous example as well. Now this one, the couple dash live next door has 6 children. The couple who live next door has 6 grandchildren. The house which is painted in red is mine. The woman whose house was broken into called the police. The car which my uncle bought is quite comfortable. This is the school where I study now. This is the place where I was born and brought up. Now, the remaining ones, please you try it once as your homework. Now, next exercise. Join the following pairs of sentences using suitable relative pronouns. We have been given two sentences in one option, in one question. We need to join these sentences by suitable relative pronouns. Let's try it. We know the woman. She donated this money. So, we know the woman who donated this money. We walked past my old school. It is celebrating its 50th anniversary this month. We walked past my old school, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary this month. I met the woman yesterday. I had helped her last month. I met the woman yesterday whom I had helped last month. A new head teacher is going to be appointed next month. It is good. It is good that a new head teacher is going to be appointed next month. Bring me the file. The file is on the table. Bring me the file which is on the table. This is the player. The committee appointed him the captain. This is the player whom the committee appointed the captain. We met a girl. The girl has lost her way. We met a girl who has lost her way. This is the house. Naresh built it. This is the house which Naresh built. Mandy is the girl. I am using her car today. Mandy is the girl whose car I am using today. So that was the end of our grammar portion. Now let's head on to writing. Study the information below about Pasang Lamu Sherpa, the first Nepali woman to scale Mount Everest. Write a short biography of her based on the given information. Now we have been given information about Pasang Lamu Sherpa and her life. We need to write a short biography. So you can start with her birth. You can say like, Pasang Lamu Sherpa was born in Solukhumbu on 16th December 1961. She grew up in a mountaineering family. She also started to climb mountains in her teen age. At the age of 17, she went to Kathmandu with her love Lakpa Sonam Sherpa, and together with him she owned a travel agency. While in 1989 she made her first climb, Mount Pisang, which was 6,091 meters. She later on climbed Mount Blanc, which was 4,848 meters, but she apparently failed to climb Mount Everest, where she only reached the height of 8,000 meters. But in 1991, she had made two attempts to climb Mount Everest, where she could reach only 8,750 and 8,500 meters respectively. On her third attempt in April 22, 1993, she reached the top of Mount Everest. So this is how you can start a biography, and including these three, I hope you would be finishing this. Mark it down as your homework again. Now we have reading 2 for this same chapter. Let's head on to this Khaptad National Park. Background. Khaptad National Park, KNP, was established in 1984. It is located in the mid-mountains of Sudur Paschim province of Nepal. It expands in an area of 225 square kilometer, representing unique pastures mixed with coniferous forest. The park partially covers 4 districts: Bazura, Bazhang, Acham and Doti. It lies at an average altitude of 3,000 meters above sea level. Features. Khaptad National Park is one of the spectacular and pristine parks of Nepal with rich biodiversity. The park has 22 patches of grasslands on gentle hills which are locally called patans. In summer, they support local livelihood by offering ample grazing ground for cattle. Patans are decorated with flowers during June to August. A small lake named as Kallol Dahal is situated at the Patan, which is the best place for aquatic and migratory birds. The park, with famous religious and cultural sites, invites thousands of pilgrims each year. Among others, Khaptad Baba Ashram, Triveni and Sahasralinga are the most popular places. Khaptad Baba Ashram is located close to the park headquarters, which is named after the late Khaptad Swami, a renowned spiritual saint. On the way to the park headquarters, a Shiva temple is located at the confluence of three rivers known as Triveni. The word confluence here means it's the meeting point of three rivers. Where three rivers actually meet is called confluence. The panorama of Triveni is amazing with other historical temples. Ganga Dashahara, a holy performance, is marked here during Janai Purnima. Many pilgrims make a holy visit to Triveni to worship the god Shiva on this occasion. Another religious site is Sahasralinga at 3,276 meters above sea level, which is the highest point in the park. Other religious areas include Ganesh Temple, Nagdhunga and Kedardhunga. As these areas are considered as places for meditation and tranquility, they should not be disturbed. Tobacco products, alcohol and animal sacrifice are prohibited in these sites. The national park is rich in flora and fauna. Flora and fauna means the different kinds of plants and the species of animals. The main flora found in the park are sal, pine and alder species. The Khaptad Plateau is dominated by subalpine vegetation. Fir, oak, birch and rhododendron are the major species here. Similarly, the grassland flowers consists of primulas, buttercups and wild berries. The park also harbors a wide variety of medicinal herbs. Harbors means it actually has. The park also has a wide variety of medicinal herbs. The park is reported to have 266 bird species when migratory birds join the residential ones. Some of the common ones are daffy, flycatcher, bulbul, cuckoo and eagle. A wide variety of butterflies, moths and insects are also the pride of the park. The park provides habitat for some 23 different species of mammals. The common ones include barking deer, wild boar, ghoral, black bear, yellow-throated marten, rhesus and langur monkey. Others include common leopard, wolf, wild dog, jackal and musk deer. So this is all about this text, but there was something that was given in the middle. Let's head on to that before we go for the exercises. This one here, park regulations to follow. An entry fee of rupees 1500 for foreigners, 500 for SAARC nationals and rupees 100 for Nepali should be paid. Entering the park without a permit is illegal. Get special permit for documentary filming from the Department of National Parks and Wildlife Conservation DNPWC. Documentary filming fee of $1,500 for foreigners, rupees 50,000 for SAARC nationals and rupees 10,000 for Nepalese should be paid at DNPWC. Additional 25% should be paid while using drones for documentary filming. Don't remove or damage plants and animals. All flora and fauna are fully protected and must not be disturbed. Rubbish must be placed out, buried or disposed in designated areas. Do respect the cultural and religious sites. Camping inside the park should be made only at the designated areas. So this is extra information for all of us about the park. If we are going to visit the park one day, this information is going to be very, very useful for us. So now let's go back to the exercises. The first one, match the words in column A with their meanings in column B. Pastures, land covered with grass. Biodiversity, the existence of varieties of animals and plants. Aquatic, growing or living in, on or near water. Confluence, the place where rivers meet and become one. Tranquility, the state of being quiet and peaceful. Documentary, a film or program giving facts about something. Harbor, to contain something and allow it to develop. Now, next exercise. Fill in the gaps with correct information from the text. Khaptad National Park comprises 22 patches of grassland. The religious sites in the national park are visited by thousands of pilgrims every year. A tourist from Pakistan should have to pay dash as entry fee. Rupees 500. That's for the Shark Nationals. The highest point of the national park is dash, situated at the height of 3,276 meters. The highest point of the national park is Sahasralinga, situated at the height of 3,276 meters. Many pilgrims make a holy visit to dash Janai Purnima. Many pilgrims make a holy visit to Triveni during Janai Purnima. Now, answer these questions. What type of forest can be found in Khaptad National Park? In Khaptad National Park, we can find coniferous forest. How have the Patans supported local people around the national park? The Patans have supported local people around the national park by offering ample grazing ground for cattle. Where is the Shiva temple? The Shiva temple is located at the confluence of three rivers known as Triveni. So, other questions, the remaining questions also have the answers given in the text. I hope you would find the answers and do it as your homework. But if you are confused in any of the questions, you know how to reach back to us. Now, next question. If you visited Khaptad National Park, which thing would you enjoy the most? Why? Most of the things that you can find in Khaptad National Park have already been described in the text. Now, taking the reference from that same text, write which things you would like to enjoy the most when or if you visited Khaptad National Park, and why would you enjoy that thing the most. You have to write the reason as well. So this is also your homework. Now, grammar. Put a, an or the to complete the sentences. Put a cross if an article is not needed. I'd like to ask you a question now. It is a nice day today, isn't it? Where is the tallest statue of Lord Shiva located? The boys are playing football in the backyard. She is an intelligent girl. Do you want to go to the restaurant where we first met? We have used the here because this restaurant has already been visited by the subject who are talking about the same restaurant here. So since they have already visited the restaurant and talking about that one particular restaurant where they first met, we have to use the article the. My father bought a new TV set yesterday. I live in an old house. There's a full stop after that. The house needs to be repaired. Would you like to have a piece of cake? Sharmila can play guitar well. We usually have lunch at 12:30. Now similarly, another exercise. Put a, an or the to complete the paragraphs. You have probably learned the rule that n comes before a vowel and that a comes before a consonant. While this is generally true, it is more accurate to say that n comes before a vowel sound and a comes before a consonant sound. The can be used with both singular and plural nouns, with nouns of any gender and with nouns that start with any letter. The is the most commonly used word in English language. Once upon a time, there was an old farmer. He was honest and helpful. Once, the whole village was affected by famine. People remembered the old farmer. He helped the villagers by providing food and shelter. This news reached the king. He invited the old farmer and gave him a golden stick as a gift for his honesty and help to the villagers during hard times. So I hope you have understood the chapter and you would be able to do your homework as well. That's all for today. How did you find today's class? If you have any comments, suggestions or advice, or if you are confused in any of the exercises, you know how to get back to us. So till we see again, have fun. Goodbye.